Don Phillips' reputation and following is growing fast, gathering attention both within and outside the UK, within the paranormal research circles and communities. Inexplicable events coupled with their uncanny frequency under the ever-watchful eye of Steve Mera are helping Don Phillips become possibly one of the most significant names among paranormal researchers this century. Nick Lockley, journalist for the Mirror Group, asked to join Don Phillips on one of his investigations.
I came here with a totally open mind, I did, and Don's right, there was a degree of scepticism. What I can say is things have happened that I can't explain. I'm hoping when everything's put together that more sense can be made. One thing that I will endorse now is Don has been absolutely open to the point of a fault. There certainly is nothing going on here, and at the moment I am struggling for answers. The one thing that isn't in doubt is that voices have been captured, that is a fact, and that is a fact that our readers will hear for themselves.
Heading down to meet with Don Phillips during the investigation. We've got quite a long drive ahead of us. Looking forward to it. It's going to be certainly a little bit different, this. Rarely am I involved with just paranormal investigation. I'm usually going in there to rationalise experience as best I possibly can. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing this time. Meeting up with Don Phillips, and together we're going to try and solve a couple of the mysteries that have been baffling science for a long, long time. And that is, does paranormal phenomena exist? And can we find evidence to suggest it's real?
Well, that was the strangest thing yet. I said my goodbyes. Don asked if anybody wanted to say farewell, play the recording, and well, I won't spoil it for you. I'll let Don play it now. This was the results.
It's like two voices.
Yeah, that is two voices.
That's two voices. Goodbye and good night, definitely.
I definitely could hear the words good night and goodbye. I mean, I'm just as perplexed as I was. So for words, and that doesn't happen very often, but as you can well imagine, it's a bit perplexing, and I have no explanation for it at this time.
Don was asked to investigate a converted barn by one of his clients who was reporting paranormal disturbances, and once again the evidence was overwhelming and inexplicable.
Okay, so earlier you heard a few voices. We heard from Andrew, we heard from Aggie, or it could have been Maggie. We also heard that Darryl not only fears for his own safety but also that of his family. This is the kind of effects and emotional trauma that people go through when they're experiencing a genuine haunting. In a few moments I'm going to put the lights out, speak to some spirits and see if we can do what we're here to do and actually get some real answers.
Reverend Lionel Fanthorpe is also convinced of Don's effectiveness, having studied the field for more than 50 years and being a former president of the Association for the Scientific Study of Anomalous Phenomena.
Don certainly seems to have a unique ability in this area, and having, as I said, worked with many psychic mediums over many years, I'm sure that what he is doing is absolutely honest, and we look forward to investigating his communications as well as whatever entities he may be communicating with.
ITV Studios requested assistance from Don Phillips after a member of staff reported seeing an apparition.
Shaw still roams these very corridors. I've been sent to gather evidence. Script supervisor Mel Whiffin claims to have once seen Norman one evening.
As I was dropping the scripts off into the hub one night, I sort of noticed a presence, but this was a bit more, it was like a shadowy figure sweeping. It really unnerved me.
But I wasn't alone. Well, I'm very open-minded, so I'm ready to feel or hear or see something. But at the minute it doesn't feel right. I think for Norman to present himself...
They wanted a
we're gonna have to do
VT for their
this.
paranormal week, but what they did get was far more than they envisaged.
I mean, no one was there. Well, at least we know he's there, which is great. It scares me a little bit, it freaks me out. It's because we've been talking about Norman, I suppose. And
I can hear I'm in the
that would be a big
car,
coincidence.
then there's
It
a
says
word,
Norman and
then I
we're
hear
looking
there.
for Norman.
I can't
Well,
hear
So that's
Norman.
why. If it said a different name, I wouldn't say
Yeah, but that's
Norman's
the,
there.
that's the most
And
prominent
also,
name in
he's
that
here.
sentence.
And that's quite scary, isn't it? Somebody's there, in there. I wouldn't walk into there on my own.
Tom just said that someone poked him in the eye. Just now, which is why I had to walk away.
It did feel like it, yeah, but I'm sure.
So no pictures? No, this is really unusual. Just speaking to the guys that work behind the cameras, for the camera to lose all footage without anyone really touching it is really unusual. It's a very rare thing to happen. What did happen is the editing equipment that's used to obviously make this VT that everyone just saw, half of it, they both crashed simultaneously. And again, that's another really rare thing to happen, but they both crashed.
In this clip, taken from an episode currently being filmed for Phenomena Project, Don reveals something rather interesting.
That when you hold the tube, you cannot influence the movement of the rods. So I can turn my hand and it doesn't turn the rod. I can't influence them because my hands are in the tubes, they're not touching the wires.
Oh, jeez.
These experiments continue. Even Kevin Moore of The Moore Show couldn't escape Becky, who Don claims to be his closest spirit ally. When at Don's request, she replies, "Hello, Kevin."
So, Kevin, what's he just done?
Well, he's just recorded something on this on the dictator, and I believe it says "Hello, Kevin." Oh my God, I can really hear that. You're bugging me backwards.
Sideways. I'd rather not.
Don's reputation spread. It caught the attention of Ben Emlyn-Jones, who was promptly invited along to a public session. Marie Chamberlain, one of Don's team members, describes to Ben her first experience of working alongside Don.
Black Lion in Northampton. It was about 2, 3 in the morning. I can't remember now. We've been up a long time, and it was just me and Don in the whole building. And this is the first time I heard of Becky, and I heard a complete conversation between Becky and Don. Absolutely gobsmacked I was.
Now, what we did was Don played the recordings. He did some of these recordings, which is EVP or AVP, actual voice phenomena, he calls it. Some of them were extremely impressive, including one particular one in which you hear a number of men singing, like a male voice choir, and there's another one in which you hear several young boys, sounds like young boys anyway, talking loudly and very clearly indeed. That's the most incredible thing. Extremely impressive. And I was actually there when that was recorded, and I can assure you there were no noises, no sounds coming in at all at that time. We were all sitting there quietly when Don was pressing the record button.
Renowned parapsychologist Steve Mera's first encounter on location with Don also left him with more questions than answers.
He was listening to what he believes is some type of communication from the spirits, and of course what's happened, the result of that is that Don not only picked out the right envelope, he also picked out the correct item that was in it. Well, it was an extremely difficult test because I didn't just bring one envelope, I bought 3.
You've picked one envelope from the 3, and not only you picked the right envelope, it's also the right picture in that envelope as well. So statistically speaking, I couldn't even calculate that. It's phenomenal. It really is. And that was quite remarkable. And the results were, as far as I'm concerned, quite amazing. And the experiment was conducted, witnessed by third hand, and I don't know how to explain that. We're going to have to obviously conduct more tests. And all in all, with the photographs that we've got and the video footage and the strange things that have been going on at this location, it's become quite mind-boggling.
We can make some words out of it. We do understand human vocals, but it's like we don't know really how to explain it.
The journey's just started, guys. I think we've opened the door and we're heading down a particular corridor.
The truth is coming.